First of all, I hope I'm able to articulate this very well. Today I want to define a woman biblically. I know we live in a world where women say, you have no right to say anything about women, you're not a woman and all of that. Well, that's crazy because even women can't define themselves these days. They are literally being told by the media how to look at themselves and how to perceive themselves. The same goes with men. Men define themselves in the most despicable ways lately. If you can hear some of the ways how men define themselves, it's actually crazy. Men no longer know their role in society. We still all have the prerogative to go back to the Creator. So finally, the most controversial question in 2023. What is a woman? What is a woman? Do we have anyone who knows what a woman is anymore? Some say gender is fluid, some say chromosomes are a myth, some declare biology a lie. Imagine, apparently in 2023, you can be born a male and you can end up being a woman. So be careful, guys. We are living in the time of, this time is called the time of relative truth. What is relative truth? Relative truth means that do whatever works for you, bro. There's no more truth anymore. Whatever works for you is your truth. There is no such thing as my truth. It's either it's a truth or it's a lie. People went to school, but they still reason like this. I'm not saying people shouldn't go to school, but come on. Anyway, we're living in a crazy world. And if you don't think we're living in a crazy world, you're probably the crazy one. Anyway, looking at the time before feminism, before the 1960s, before this whole hoo-ha that women are being oppressed and women need to go out to the workplace and stand for themselves. Now women are standing for themselves. They have no men to protect them. They have no one to love them. They have no one to build a family with because they were oppressed. Look at their plan in order to redeem women from the oppression. This is what they did. They invented a revolutionary technology called the contraceptive. So the contraceptive is so revolutionary because before the contraceptive, you could not sleep with anyone. But now after the contraceptive, it means you can be reckless with your body. You can sleep with whomever you want to sleep with and still not get pregnant. Due to the fact that women saw themselves as oppressed and they wanted to do anything they wanted to do, because why should men sleep with whoever they want and get away with it? One thing they missed though is that even the patriarchal system that came up with all this nonsense did not have their best interests at heart. And before you speak on patriarchy, you must understand what patriarchy is. Patriarchy is white elites. You cannot call a black man a patriarchal being because he has no power. Patriarchy is white elites, the ones that have all the power in the world. But look at you, looking at every other man in society who do not possess any real power, whom you have the power to take to prison. Anyway, after that came the scourge of feminism. Now women, they can sleep with whomever, they can have babies with whomever, and they can have fatherless children. And they still blame the men for leaving. But they are the ones, by the way, who chose the men. They choose felons, they choose men who run away, they choose men who don't want to take responsibility, and they still play the victim, even though they are the ones who chose the men. Now you come along as a guy who has good intentions and you want to court this woman, but she already has trauma because of her own choices, of the man she chose. And ultimately it becomes so difficult to be in a normal relationship in 2023. And it all began with one thing, a simple lie of women being oppressed and being told they can do whatever they want to do. It's their body, it's their womb, it's their vagina. The system of the world, in an attempt to define what a woman is, what they did, they put less value on the womb and put more value on a career. Apparently human life is no longer valuable. As a matter of fact, I have even Christian sisters who believe that a fetus is not a human life. So now this belief that being a doctor, a lawyer, an engineer, or whatever profession, a CA, is better than being a mother. Greatest lie of 2023, being a career successful woman is better than being a mother. According to my humble knowledge, I don't know anyone in their deathbed who wishes they could write another check. What I know for a fact is that a true legacy of a woman is the fact that she's the mother of humanity. So instead of focusing on competing with men and competing with industries and competing with coming up with things because we live in a man's world, you forgot one thing. You are the mother to these men. You gave birth to these men. So your superpower to be able to conceive, to bear children and to raise them has been diminished and completely nonsense. And now you get surprised when we have a broken society of angry, broken men who are unable to love a woman because women no longer see value in human life. Boom. There it goes. How to define a woman? The Bible gives the woman the name woman because she's a womb man, a man with the womb. Remember, God has no gender, so both men and women, they represent God. The man represents God's authority and the woman represents God's wisdom. And together as they become one, the masculine figure and the feminine figure, when they relate well, they reveal the presence of God. Our ultimate purpose on earth is to reveal the presence of God, is to reveal Christ. Now, this is a mystery of Christ and the church. I need everybody to go back to the primary and the original descriptions. One of the greatest superpowers of a woman is the ability to conceive. That is a superpower because you could give birth to a president, you could give birth to an Elon Musk or a man of God. You could give birth literally to nations. And even after years and years and years and years and years of your death, you'll still have children, lineages and lineages of children on earth. So don't let the world lie to you. While every woman is asking you, what are you going to do with your life? There is so much value in building a nation. There's nothing wrong with being a housewife. There's nothing wrong with wanting to bear children and raise them. Single successful women are found to be more miserable than married women. But single people always deny this fact. They always come up with stories of how married women are abused and all of that. But in all truth, they need order. They need a man. Let me tell you something, guys. Single women are miserable. Everybody needs a man. This is my submission on what is a woman. A woman was created to give birth to nations. Adam, the father of humankind, Eve, the mother of humankind. If the church fails in building families, it must close down. The purpose of the church is to bring God's agenda on earth. And what is God's agenda? God's first and prime creation is marriage.